Hey, welcome back. My kids and I had so much silly fun playing this during the break, and I'm just a little annoyed with this. These don't fit in perfectly well. They are over the sides a little bit. They move around. Then you have these pieces here. So it's just a couple decks of cards and a few pieces there in this box. So we're going to do away with this and fix this better. Should hold everything easily. Another thing we thought was strange was these roll cards. Like, everything in the game is just simple art. Simple, minimalistic looking art. And it works great for the game. And then they have these, which are very nicely done, very colorful, and they made them two-sided, but they're the same on both sides. So you're supposed to pass these around the table. Why they did not, if they were going to do that, they did not need to be on both sides. So we're going to fix that. We're going to fix this. We're going to start off. I'm going to cut these out and probably use those as the base for holding the cards or something. I don't know. We'll see. I'll figure it out as I go. Reach easier. But not all the cards will fit in there easily. So I had some weird length foam core left over, and I just made this little arm. Let's do that. Now this, I've been using some cardstock, 30 point, I believe, and some Gorilla Wood Glue. And it has an angled tip, so you can get down in there pretty well, but you can always just use some excess pieces and just like spread it around and mush it down in there. And it dries very clear. It does not leave any kind of residue if you can get it thin. You can barely see like a glue line there. And you can't really feel anything unless you get your fingernail really down in there. It is hard to get this. It's more difficult than the foam core because you have such a wide surface with this. So I may have to, in the future, do something like this, double it up, and then it will more easily fit to the side of a piece, because then you have multiple surfaces. But once you get it set, it sets well. So the rest of the deck can just go in here. Oh, and I cut out the pictures of Belratti from the insert and just stuck them down in there just for fun. And then we have these cards. And then I made that one a little bit smaller, but that's fine. There's plenty of room for these tokens to fit in here. And this is just to keep things, it's not super snug, but it's snug enough just to keep things from sliding around in there. And now the box lid will go all the way down and not puff up and stuff want to move around. But there was something else I wanted to work on just to help with gameplay from our experience when we played it. So as I said earlier, we thought it was strange that they had all these cards double-sided, but they didn't. They made the same image on both sides. So these are the standard cards that come with it. We'll keep the Belratti. And while I was cutting these, of course, I had an extra, so I went ahead and made 8 so we could have 8 players out. But with mine, one side is the curator, the other side is the artist, and so all you have to do is flip your card. You don't have to sit there and pass them around the table. And then I painted them up just to make them look good. Something simple. So those can go in there. These can sit in here, or they can go down in the edge or whatever. These can go on top of here as well, or they can just go right in here in this little spot. That's fine. But then the other thing we ran into while we were playing, trying to guess some of the answers, we kept asking people who contributed what, how many did you contribute, and how good did you say they were, and you know, every now and then we'd have somebody and we'd say, oh, I gave one that was instant, and unfortunately, if you get the Christmas tree and then Santa hat pop up, and congratulations, Belratti gets a point. But anyway, I used this just to set stuff on to glue it, and then I made this simple little track, and I made these simple little tokens. So that is how strong, roughly, the cards. We started off just talking out loud, saying a scale of 1 to 5. 10 was way too big and broad. 5 just felt too small, so I just did this. It's real simple. The other player could say they did something like this, and you can look and say, oh, well, there's 4, 5, 6, and one of them's really strong, 2 are kind of strong. And, you know, you could say this is supposed to be instant. That way, just to reduce the in-game talking, but also people forgetting who contributed how many. We even had one turn where a player kept saying, I can't figure out which one you contributed. And we were like, I didn't contribute any. They contributed all of them. And they asked like 3 times. And so just a small, simple little way to fix that issue. Let us just seal that up. It can squeeze in here. And then we will do that. And that should fit in there snug and keep everything from coming out. And then this was our scorecard from our plays, which were horrible. But now everything fits in there nice and snug, and the box closes all the way. There we go. Just something real simple, and I just wanted to work on. I thought I'd show you what I was doing.